Dear Father Simon and your hopefully forgiving collective. Chances are Matt will say forgiven. Bobby will go, I'm all right then. As I am now working as a finance officer for a Church of England diocese in the north of England, I feel that I must hide my true identity to prevent me receiving my P45 with my Christmas card from our bishop. A strong opening, Alice.
Yeah.
My confession starts in December 1974 when I was a 6-year-old little girl living in a small town in South Wales. My 2 sisters, our brother and I attended a local Sunday school, and our new Sunday school teacher, Blodwin, decided that we should do a nativity play. Has anyone got a doll we could use for baby Jesus? Asked Blodwin. I have, I said, thinking that if they were to use my doll, then I would surely be playing Mary.
Obviously.
Thank you, Alice, says Blodwin. Right, let's decide who's going to play each part. Now then, who shall we have to play Mary, said Blodwin, looking straight at me. Yes, I thought my plan has worked. But as soon as Blodwin said my name, another girl in Sunday school, called Maria, threw herself on the floor and started screaming and crying and generally kicking off and having a tantrum. Clearly assessing the situation, Blodwin then had a quick about turn. On second thoughts, Alice, you'd make a perfect angel and you can sing away in a manger on your own. Maria, if you dry your tears, you can be Mary. Soft teacher, Blodwin is. Anyway, Blodwin then smiled at me and said, don't be disappointed, there's always next year. Well, I was rather upset, Father Simon, but when I got home and told my mum, she said she'd make me the best angel costume ever and that I could even help her make it if I liked. Fast forward to the night of the Nativity, I got dressed in my angel costume, wrapped my doll in one of my little brother's terry nappies, different times. It's the nearest we had to swaddling clothes back in the 70s, and put him in my backpack and went off to church. I had to stand behind Mary and Joseph with my arms stretched out for the whole performance, waiting for Mary, to say her one line, which was, "Baby Jesus is asleep in the manger," while she pulled the blanket off the manger. Now, in our nativity, you see, that was how Mary gave birth to Jesus. Not biologically accurate, but hey, it's Sunday school. What do you expect?
Okay.
Then I had to sing the first verse of Away in a Manger all by myself. All in all, for our first attempt at performing a nativity, everything went okay. Each week, whilst walking home from Sunday school for the next 11 months, I practiced that one line that Mary had to say so that I would be word perfect for our next nativity. Then the Sunday came when Blodwin, still there, said, OK, everyone, we need to talk about the Nativity. Good name for a movie. Alice, can we use your doll again as baby Jesus? Yes, Miss Blodwin, of course we can, I replied. Here we go, I'm definitely in now. Well, said Blodwin, I've been thinking about the Nativity. Everyone did so well last year. I've decided that we should all play exactly the same roles again this year, and I promise we will change next year. I couldn't believe my ears. I was gutted. But being the true professional that I was, dressed up again in my angel dress, wrapped my doll in my brother's terry nappy, placed him in the manger, and covered him with a blanket ready for Mary, to give birth to him again. Once again, the nativity went well. I couldn't wait until next year when, at last, I would be Mary. 11 months went past, and again the Sunday arrived when Blodwin again said, OK, everyone, we need to talk about the nativity. You said that last year, miss. Then she continued by saying, this year, I want us to perform a nativity that our audiences will never forget. Very bad idea.
Yeah.
And tell everyone in town about. So as we've already got our costumes and we know our lines so well, we'll keep the same roles. Well, to say I was angry would have been an understatement, and I decided that if Blodwin wanted a nativity that everyone would never forget, then I would certainly make sure that she got her wish. The night of the nativity arrived, and once again I got dressed up in my costume, including the tinsel-wrapped halo, which was by now so tight on my head it felt more like a crown of thorns. When we arrived at church, I once again placed my doll in the manger, ready for his appearance, and stood behind Mary and Joseph, my arms outstretched again, and the biggest smile on my face that I've ever had. The nativity commenced and was going along perfectly until Mary, pulled off the blanket that covered the baby Jesus. Then, instead of saying her one line, which I knew so well, Maria let out the most terrifying, blood-curdling scream of all time. See, earlier that night, when I went upstairs to wrap my doll in my brother's terry nappy, I happened to see my mum's red nail varnish, and so decided to drench my doll's face to make it look like there was blood pouring out of his eyes, of his nose, his mouth and his ears and neck, Baby Jesus looked like a cross between Chucky and Son of Satan, rather than the Son of God, which is what he was supposed to look like. I know this is a shocking... Can I just say at that point, if you're feeling shocked, this woman works for the Church of England.
Yes.
Okay, she's a finance officer, so everything is okay. Okay? I know that if you're going to complain to her. I know that, or the Archbishop. I know this was a shocking act, but consider, if you will, that in April of the following year, we moved away to the East Midlands, and I never got the chance to play Mary, and at 49 years old, I don't think I ever will. And so I don't seek forgiveness from Maria because I feel she deserved it, and I certainly do not seek forgiveness from Blodwyn. After all, I made her wish come true, a nativity that no one would ever forget. I do, however, seek forgiveness from the following. 1, the audience who had to witness a very red-faced, angry Sunday school teacher drag an angel off stage by the scruff of the neck. 2, my poor parents who had to try to tell me off whilst keeping a straight face when all they wanted to do was laugh. Good for them. 3, my lovely 2 older sisters and our friend Mandy, who after spending hours making their cardboard box camels, never got the chance to trot them down the aisle while singing We Three Kings. And of course the baby Jesus, who should never really be made to look like a cross between Chucky and the Son of Satan. Yeah. Alice, who works for the Church of England, and so therefore it's okay, I think, because finance officers will never do anything wrong. What do you think, Sister Bobby?
That's a traumatic childhood. You know, you go to Sunday school and the world is unfair, but you'd expect in Sunday school there would be some fairness,
well,
you know. Also,
I don't think Miss Blodwyn was helping very much, was she?
No, I'm saying is I don't know what Miss Blodwyn was up to, or Blodwyn was up to, because I think she was very unfair and something was going on, because it's not only you that lost out, everyone else. You know, the shepherds wanted to be angels.
Do you think
everything.
money was exchanging hands between Blodwyn and
Maria's mum?
Maria's parents?
I'm not... I
Have a
wouldn't
tenner,
know.
Blodwyn.
All
Thank
I
you.
would say
Same
is,
again.
Alice, is you're a girl after my own heart in this case. You are absolutely forgiven.
Same again, Miss Blodwyn. We'll give you a mince pie.
Yes, the stench of corruption hangs
Do you
over
think?
this particular production, I'm going to say. If all nativities like this, I might actually turn up and watch them, because normally they're awful, apart from the bit involving your kid, which is obviously fabulous.
Let's all film it together.
Yes, let's
Stand
all
up.
film it. Let's all... Oh, there they are, being the shepherd. I don't care about the rest, because it doesn't involve my child.
And the great thing is, when you're casting a modern nativity, there's an octopus.
Yes, and there's
And a
Elvis,
cowboy.
and the robots are in now. Well, clearly Blodwyn, because we all know what was going on with Blodwyn. Blodwyn couldn't cope with Maria throwing the diva, crying on the floor. So basically Blodwyn took the easy way out by saying, we're just going to have the same parts every year. Well, you reap what you sow, Blodwyn. You reap what you sow.
I reckon she got a Christmas box.
Absolutely, yes. There's definitely corruption there. So I'm going to say forgiveness.